Thank you all for coming out this morning and joining us for our Sunday service. Something I wanted to discuss today, especially, you see there's a picture that has a very kind of grand presentation in front of it, and many people may not know who that is or why that picture is set up. So just wanted to give a little bit of a background about that person and also what the significance of paying respect to her is. So there's a concept in Buddhism called when someone is Bupakari. So it's this word that comes from Pali, which is the language of the chanting that we just did and all of these different ceremonies that we did earlier, spoken in the ancient India around the Buddha's time. And so a Bupakari is someone who sacrifices their own convenience and their own time and energy in order to take care of other people. And so common examples of that could be, of course, our parents for having raised us and taken care of us as we were young and needed their help. And also, of course, our teachers. And so one of the things that it comes in a pair. You have someone who is a teacher who sacrifices for themselves, and then you have like the recipient of that care, of that generosity. And they call them, these are really long and complicated words, is Gatanyu Kataweti. Can everyone say that together?
Katanyu Kataweti.
You tried. It probably takes like 4 or 5 times to get these words pronounced correctly. But essentially, it just means someone who receives that help, has gratitude for it, and then repays it in a specific way. So for us, one of our greatest upakari, or our teachers or people who have helped us the most is our meditation masters. So we have 3 in this tradition. And our great master, Longpu, was the first who, the meditation method that we practice, he rediscovered this and he taught it to many different people and became very well known in Thailand. And then as he started to teach and gain a larger audience, is Kunyai showed up. So Kunyai was his number 1 pupil, so a better, more deep meditator than any of the monks who came to learn from Longpu. And because of her wisdom and her excellence in meditation and the way she practiced herself, she was able to pass on this lineage to our current master. And without their dedication to not only practicing themselves, but teaching other people and dedicating their whole lives to that process, is none of us would be in this room right now. This whole place would not exist. We would not be monks, and we wouldn't be able to have an opening to practice these things that have obviously shifted our lives so much to the point where we decided to give everything up in order to pursue this path 100%, and then a lot of your lives as well, which is why we keep coming back and cultivating ourselves through practicing generosity, which we saw today when they offered the robes. This is one way of repaying gratitude to our teachers, is by making donations on their behalf. And the point behind acts of generosity is it's a way to train the mind. It's not just this can help the center when you make a donation, but rather it helps the giver, because we're releasing something within our own mind that is harmful, so which is greed. So this is the purpose of giving, is to release this greed from our mind, this selfishness, this tendency to just want to take more from the world and take more from other people. And when we have less greed within our mind and we can give with an open heart, it not only releases us from the heaviness of this self-centered mentality, but it leads to a lot of social harmony as well, and makes our lives much more beneficial. And also is it creates this positive spiritual energy. So that's why it feels really good when you do a random act of kindness. This positive spiritual energy arises. So this is one way to repay that gratitude, is to make donations. But they say the greatest way to repay the gratitude, especially of meditation teachers, is to practice meditation. So that's what we did together. And in this process, as we sit and everything starts to calm and clear, as the mind starts to release all of the impurities and becomes more bright, it becomes more peaceful, it becomes less burdened by heavy emotions, and that brightness of mind, that positive spiritual energy that arises, that we always talk about merit. This merit is generated in the mind, and this can be shared. And so on the birthday of our master nun, which was this past Friday, so we're celebrating it today, this is a time where we just reflect on the gratitude that we have, because all of these teachings, all of this practice, a community like this, and that has brought so much benefit to all of our lives, is 100% would not be possible without her. So when we do this good, when we practice generosity, when we uphold morality, when we practice meditation, and especially on her birthday, is just thinking of her. And after meditation, when we share this positive spiritual energy, is we can share it with our masters too. And according to our beliefs, is they can receive that, and it helps them now that they're in a spiritual plane. So this is of most benefit. And Kunyai, from her teachings, she always focused on how important merit is, and how that is the fuel that brings all goodness into our life. So when we practice in this way, if you can share with Kunyai, and maybe perhaps after lunch, when we have our afternoon session, we'll share a little bit more about her story and how inspirational of a figure she was, so we can draw inspiration from her. And also maybe even once we share, is ask for her guidance to watch over us and continue to guide our meditative path in a fruitful direction. So that's a little overview on why there is this picture here, and who this individual is, our meditation master, who without her we would not know how to practice properly. So we share all of our merit with her, especially on her birthday. So it's a little bit of a wisdom talk for you today.